discuss the fine line between, I don't know, decision making. You know, choices. You gotta make choices all the time. You got to make choices. All the time. All the time. I mean, my other live where I was talking about the realization, it's like a stark, adult, mature realization that constant stress is a part of life. Chronic stress, even, is a part of life. Like, everyone is somewhat exposed to that, right? But how you manage the stress is the difference between, feeling fulfilled or satisfied or having high self-esteem or having negative feelings about yourself, negative feelings about life, negative worldviews. But, damn, I forgot what it's called in science. It's like the constant variable or something. What is that called? I forgot what it's called. I got to tie my shoe. But what is that called? The control? Is it called the control? Control group or something? Basically, what I'm trying to say, might as well tie the other one too. What I'm trying to say is, like, the stress is always there. It's always the variable. Like, it's kind of like, ain't nobody on this planet, like, really free from stress. If you really think about it. Even if you went on vacation, even if you was ordering room service or whatever, like, you would still have to interact with people. Matter of fact, either the presence of other people or the absence of other people still could be a contributor to stress, right? So, just like to catch anyone up that don't know what I'm talking about, I came to that realization a while back. I was just like, damn, I wasted so much time believing that constant stress was happening to me, like, subjectively. And I don't know, you combine that with perfectionism, it's just not a good recipe for being, I don't know, optimistic. It's not a good recipe because things ain't never going to be perfect. And it's a huge misconception to think that there is some sort of human life that is absent of stress. Even if you think somebody's life is absent of stress, 9 times out of 10, they probably just manage their stress very well. That don't mean that they're not ever stressed out. That don't mean that stuff don't ever happen to them. 9 times out of 10, what you see is a person presenting their stress management skills. Whenever you talk to people, whenever you interact with people, whenever you look online and see people or whatever. I mean, online is kind of, because you never know, but generally, whenever you experience another person, you're also experiencing how they manage stress. This has been a huge world-opening revelation for me. I mean, like, oh my God. Every time I'm on to something good, I'm making a point. Wait. He's so happy. He's so thrilled. Wait. Anyway, huge revelation for me. Like, crazy. And I don't think people talk about it enough. can she do it? The left-handed scoop. Oh, it didn't matter because this is very the viscosity of it all is disturbing, very disturbing. But I did my part, shout out to the community, did my fucking part. But yeah, point. This has been a huge revelation for me. For somebody who has been experiencing chronic stress for like, oh my God, bro. I thought about it the other day. And like, I'll have you know, man, some things, I guess the best way to say it is like, some things I thought about that I've been going through have been since like COVID. Like, 2021, probably around that time. And I think to myself, I'm just like, that's not even, when you really think about it, that's a very long time to be emotionally held hostage. That's a very long time to be, like, one day I just woke up and I thought about, like, damn, I've been kind of, depending on your perspective, matter of fact, I'm not even going to get into the semantics, okay? But let's just say I've been emotionally held hostage since like 2021-ish, circa. Like, I was thinking about some things, and when I started first noticing some of these things, some of these intentional stressors, what it seemed like to me, 2021. And I was just like, you know what? It's so crazy because today, or, today, like figuratively, but like now I'm like, my conflict resolution was like, this too shall pass. And low key, it hasn't even passed. Low key, it's been like still going on. And low key, I think it's like metamorphosized into something, even more bizarre. However, my stress management, okay? My actual stress management, like how I manage the stress that I'm going through, has also transformed, has also metamorphosized, I guess. So it's interesting. You never really, what's better? Is it better for situations to change, or is it better for an individual to change their mindset? That's some uncomfortable but very true shit. That is some uncomfortable, like, it sound good. I can make a song about it and it will really sound good. Actually living in it is like, it's so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Because you really have to get comfortable with, like, you have no control. You don't control anything. You really don't. You don't control anything. But life doesn't stop because you don't control the things that you think you should control. And that's where, I don't know, there's some kind of spiritual, I don't know, some sort of spiritual presence, something like that. Some kind of spiritual presence where you realize, like, damn, okay. I thought like life was all about that. I thought, like, these are the thoughts that I had about control. But I've learned more than I knew even there was to learn. you know, which is hard. It's hard to even articulate it and put it into words. It really is, because it's truly like you had to, not you had to be there, like literally, but you know, some things you just, people that get it. And if you don't get it, it's not a bad thing, because some lessons come only by way of like suffering, of like great, constant suffering or stress, you know? So, I don't know. It's just a really nice day. And interestingly enough, I have just been kind of in a good headspace with that fact in mind. Because I think without that observation, or without that like acknowledgement, I think those choices that I said that you have to make, I think that's what can put you in a fight, flight, freeze. You know, it can it'll like, what's the opposite of like calibrate? It'll like throw off your nervous system. It'll throw off your judgment making of fight, flight, and freeze. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to tell somebody the other day, but it's hard talking to people in person. I know that sounds like probably super corny and super lame or whatever, but I was trying to talk to a really nice person and explain how like sobriety is crazy, and sober volition, my what I was trying to do with my life coaching, that's even wilder, because unfortunately as a modern woman, I've had to take a step further, because nowadays people have access to everything. I'm not going to deep dive into it, but unfortunately some people abuse other people by way of involuntarily chemical warfare, you know? So dosing people or drugging people, stuff like that, right? That exists. Unfortunately, I'm all too familiar with being a victim of that. A fucking horrible victim of other people not caring, feeling like they can do that to me. But I'm not going to get too deep into it. Over time, and I journaled about this, like really, that it was a different construct, which is also kind of horrible, but trying to stay on track instead of like just straight up trauma dumping. Like, I had to come to the realization, like, okay, even if this never changes, even if people constantly violate my boundaries, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, almost to the point where it seemed like they're trying to provoke me, like on purpose. Who am I going to be? How am I going to show up? How am I going to talk to people? How am I going to live my life? You know what I'm saying? I had to make that decision. And since then, it's just, I don't know, it's been the catalyst of so many cool life lessons that I do want to share with other people. But I'm afraid that maybe other people struggle to understand, because maybe, and I don't know how to say this, but maybe they Maybe I have managed my stress so well that it's made me unrelatable. Maybe, maybe I've managed my stress so well that it's made me unrelatable. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So, anyway, really nice person. Talking to him, and I was saying, yeah, man, like, I really think that sobriety is, it do something to you. Like, over time, it really, like, I think people are supposed to be more sensitive. Hear me out. Hear me out. I get it. Fuck the world, get money. Fuck bitches, get money. Fuck these niggas, get money. I get it. I get it. Hey, it's me. I get it. But, you know, when you slow down, when you get older, when you really start to prioritize your peace, you know, really start to prioritize your peace. Like, matter of fact, I don't even know if those are the variables that lead to this conclusion. Whatever the combination is, there's a set of people, a group of people, I think, that really, I think your sensitivity is directly correlated to, like, your empathy, your compassion, your humanity, your judgment making, your ability to forgive, your ability to speak up, your confidence, you know, your creativity, your self-esteem. I really think, and I ain't trying to preach, I'm really not. I don't even think, matter of fact, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, I think when you do have a larger threshold for sensitivity, you can listen to other people and not be, I don't know, like, you listen differently, you speak differently. So I really get it, like, where it's like, those who have ears to hear and all of that, although I am not, again, not trying to preach, I'm just saying, I think the normalization of glamorizing a lot of stuff that really isn't good for your physical health, like your physiology, not even getting into like politics and shit. Not saying everybody needs to be sober, not saying that, but just simply stating, I think an objective fact that's tethered to my subjective experience through my own perception and analysis, but I think we supposed to be a little more sensitive. I think the fact that I think everybody might be a little too desensitized, and it's creating a ripple effect. And everybody's gonna have their gripe. Everybody is. But I think kind of it's a domino effect that to stop all the dominoes, you really gotta, I think we need to take a look at the sensitivity of communities and societies en masse. I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I just be kind of thinking about stuff. Come on. I just be thinking about stuff. And anyway, I was trying to explain this to somebody, but I always get nervous about it because I'm like, damn. I hate coming across like I'm trying to tell somebody what to do or anything like that, or even slightly suggest, because that's not me at all. But it's weird. I got to figure out a better way to communicate, to share my ideas, I guess, or my opinions in a way where I can give a disclaimer where it's like, yo, hey, I'm not trying to, I don't have all the answers, Sway. I don't have all the answers. But from what I've experienced, there's something metaphysically difficult to explain that's like tethered to being more sensitive. And I think being more sensitive comes from like I don't be I don't do anything recreational, like as far as drugs and alcohol or any substances. Like I don't. And compared to my 20s, I feel like, yeah, like you're more present. You're more present. You're more present. So your whole world seems a little more, oh my God, he's tired. I done wore him out. Come on. Now when we in there, if I'm on the laptop, he'd be like, please get up. Please, I'm withering away. Please, madam, please. Take me out. Let me smell the leaves. I'm just an old dog. These are the old things that I enjoy. Now he like, nah, take me back home. Anyway, I don't know. These are the things that I kind of think about. I think I'm way more sensitive, and I think it is due to sober volition. Sober volition. I think it is due to making a constant everyday choice in the face of any type of stressors and refusing to be emotionally held hostage by things that low-key everybody experiences. So when you think about it that way, it's like, I don't know, is your life really worse than anybody else's? Is it? Or does everybody have some shitbag, sad story? Not to be insensitive or nothing, but like, what I'm saying is like, if you get past the temptation to argue about that because it's controversial, I know it's controversial. If you can get past the temptation to create an argument against that, there's so much to learn. That's all I'm saying. There's so much to learn. So anyway, decisions, the choices we make. I'm getting more comfortable in like the choices I have to make. I don't like them, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like stress is, bruh. He said, take me home. I'm ready to eat that shit now. I'm ready to eat my dog food. It's so funny because he do not like the dog food. But now he like, nah, I'm fine. You can never get him to do that. Anyway. Yeah. I'm just saying. Me realizing that, like, man, stress is constant. You can't beat yourself up about it. It has been like a game changer. Like, there's going to be something tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And, like, that's what everybody's life is. And I guess I didn't realize it before or whatever. I don't know. You can only speculate about the past and stuff so much. Here in the present, in the here and now, these are the things, these are the revelations that I've had. And I don't mean to sound insensitive or like I don't care, but that therein is like the weird, I don't know what that is, dichotomy of like sensitivity. Like you feel so sensitive, you say stuff, and then people are like, that's, it sounds insensitive. But I don't mean it to sound insensitive. I'm not saying everybody's life is completely homogenous and the same, and everybody's pain is completely homogenous and the same. I'm not really saying that, but I'm saying we all psychologically or consciously have the same limited choices. I don't know. Used to, I was like, bro, free will. What is Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about? What is he talking about? We all have free will. I was a hippie, living that, very sheltered mind state life. And now, I dare I say, I might get it now. I might get it. Because when you really get into it, when you really, really get into it, if you can manage your emotions to actually have like a long-standing conversation, I would love to have a conversation with that dude, just to see. Like, I used to watch like all the documentary or the TED Talks and stuff with Brian Greene and all the different quantum scientists and stuff, and it was just like something I really enjoyed doing back in the day. I don't really do it as much anymore because I feel like it makes your head want to explode. And then there's this weird point where you're like, wait a minute, how is any of this proven? What does any of this mean? Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, now I'm like, bro, maybe I see what he was saying. Maybe free will is an illusion because at the end of the day, deep, 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 deep down, like, we all have like the same, I don't know, like mental processing. Like, the external things might be different, right? But internally, do we only have a limited set of like choices to like mobilize or express what that inside is externally? I don't know if that like really makes sense. I don't know. That's why I say I think like maybe being able to like, I don't even know where those people are. We don't even know, where is Neil deGrasse Tyson? He could be in Canada. He could be in Europe. I don't even know where none of them people are. More than likely, probably California. But like, quantum physicists and all that are like very obscure people. Like, I don't know where they like are centrally located or like what, but there are some things that they talk about that are just points to ponder. I mean, the human experience is vast and wide. I'm not saying any of these things are like permanent conclusions or like, like doctrine, like for, everybody to just adhere to. These are the things that I think about. These are the things that are on my mind, like choices, man, choices and stress, and everything that comes in between all of that. You know what I'm saying? The acknowledgement that stress is constant. Don't beat yourself up because you're going through stressful shit, because like everybody is. Even like Warren Buffett is somewhere right now and probably thinking about like, I gotta invest in this or do this or whatever, or, this person on my team is not doing what they supposed to do or whatever, he still experiences stress. The brokest person is experiencing stress probably just as much as the richest person. It's really the stress management that can be the advantage in life. And I hope it doesn't take you nearly as long as it has taken me to be able to see it as simply as that, you know. I think being a perfectionist really made it harder for me, because I'm like, no, things should be perfect. Like, things need to be perfect. And if they're not perfect, then it's not like finished, or it's not like right, something like that. But low key, like, I think, what's really resonating with me on Soul, where Jamie Foxx, his character, is like, yeah, man, it was my dream. I think he did a whole lot to get like resurrected, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. That movie is pretty trippy to be for children, but regardless, he did a whole lot to get resurrected, got to be a musician with his favorite artist or whatever. They doing the first show, and that scene where she calling a cab, and she's like, yeah, it's an old fish and a young fish. And he like, I want to see the ocean. And the old fish is like, you're in the ocean. And he said, nah, this ain't the ocean. This is just water. And she's like, see you tomorrow. Like, she was just like, yeah. He was like, so what's next? And she's like, yeah, this is it. We work it. We're going to do shows. This is it. And she said that little parable or whatever about like the difference between something being the ocean and something being water. I think low key is connected to your stress management. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely your perception, but deeper than just like the general is like your perception, like how you perceive things, is like your stress management. If you wake up every day and you got 10 things stressing you the fuck out, you might say, oh, well, this is just water. If I did this or did this or did that or had this or had that, I'd be in the ocean. But low key, if you manage your stress well, you could be like, oh shit, yeah, it is the ocean. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I be thinking about like, I don't know, 25 different things at once, like different art forms and documentaries and stuff. And then I think the culmination just comes out in these random lives where it's like, it seems all over the place, but it's really not. That's why I like writing better than speaking, because if I like could write it out, it would be like, oh, okay, it's easier. But just walking around kind of rambling, it do sound, I mean, I think it's pretty cohesive, but you might think otherwise, and you're entitled to your opinion. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to your opinion. That's cool. But yeah, lately I've just had the switch in my brain that like, I'm in the ocean. Now, there's some things where I'm like, I don't know. I get aggravated like anybody else. But like, I'm not so emotionally the way I felt in 2021 about situations is not how I feel now in 2026. And that sounds easier say it than like how like seriously I mean it. But like, and like dominance, it's really me changing my own mindset. I don't have to ask permission for anybody from anybody else about anything. By me deciding to see what's the difference between the ocean and water. I'm in the ocean. This stress is trying to make me feel like I'm in water all the time. But I have to choose to believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You probably like, what the fuck? The fuck is she talking about? Everything I'm saying is meant to be helpful, especially to other veterans or people of color or women or just people who might be struggling with stress management themselves, you know. Like, your whole world can open up when you just recognize you're in the ocean. Some people more to the surface. Some people, you know, might be down, deep in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But you're still in the ocean. The people at the surface are scared about going to the bottom. So they still got stressed because they try to make sure that they stay, you know, by the, I don't know, by the, what the stuff, plankton, algae, I don't know. But they trying to make sure they don't want to go to the bottom, to the deep depths. You know what I'm saying? So they still, it's not like they have less stress. They have stress. That's just one variable. And that probably spirals off into like so many different infinite directions. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. Yeah, man. I just was thinking about all that. I don't have all the answers. Full disclaimer. I don't have all the answers. I just be thinking about stuff, and I've like scrounged up the confidence now where I'm just like, this is who I am. I know I don't have all the answers. I know I'm not right all the time. But like, I'm not afraid to, I don't know, like express my thoughts, my independent thoughts. You know, I feel like now that's harder than saying negative stuff. Now I feel like if you wanted to be like super negative and just like spew negativity and hate and shit all the time, that would be easier than just having independent, objective, maybe slightly controversial, but legal and ethical thoughts and ideas. Like, it's almost like philosophizing has become a crime. Like, it's almost like to be a philosopher, it has been outlawed. Like, people don't want you to wonder or like formulate your own thoughts and formulate your own opinions. I don't know. I ain't gonna get political though, so it must be time for me to get off of here. It's just like it has philosophy become, you ain't supposed to do that. You can't do that no more. The damn backbone of human civilization, humanity that got us to 2026. Now they like, nah, no more of that. Unless you like, damn, I don't know, like in some kind of, you know, whatever. I don't know. And you're allowed to do that, but if you're not acceptable, then don't you dare just talk about controversial but legal and ethical ideas and wonders. How dare you? You're not worthy of using your mind in that way. What? Sometimes it feels that way. But again, in conclusion, really internalizing that belief, which was me censoring myself, to really internalize that belief is to believe that there's a difference between water and the ocean. So, I don't know. If you didn't understand this, I'm not even going to fault you for it. Because, this TED Talk was a little, it was a little more, it takes a philosopher's mindset. And given the political climate of everything, I could understand how like that flexing that muscle is not, unless you really into stuff like this or thinking abstract and in neurodivergent kind of ways like this, it's easy to misunderstand, misread, misinterpret, I don't know, like any of this stuff, because we're conditioned quite often to all think the same thing and speak the same way and like not use our minds in in any type of philosophical way. I think that's what the internet kind of took from us. Is like now that Google has all the answers, it's like absurd to like wonder. It's like it's crazy now to like not immediately look for a validated answer and to like try to construct your own thoughts. But like that's how we got here. Where are we going if everybody stops doing that? If everything has to be, I don't know. Anyway. In the past, me censoring myself and being like, yeah, man, like it don't seem like a lot of people, do like philosophy or do like to just have objective conversations about things, not even like arguments and stuff, but just to like, hey, why do you disagree? Tell me why you disagree. Okay, cool. To have civil discussions. The absence of that or the difficulty to find community that like gets that and like fosters that made me feel like I'm not in the ocean, I'm in the water. But stress management has been the key to like help me to see that like, yeah, that I'm in the ocean. The ocean and the water are the same thing. They're the same thing. So regardless of everybody's like, yeah, we love philosophy, or if it is what it seems like and it's like, well, I don't know, like philosophy's obsolete. Like you still in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? That's my last time repeating it because I'm trying to just like make sure like, I'm trying to articulate it as best as I can, but I ain't gonna repeat myself no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing that, but sometimes I feel like, nah, maybe I need to approach it like this and say it like that. But yeah, legal, ethical, healthy, positive, even if it's controversial a little bit, philosophical discussions, I think we need them. I don't think they're obsolete. I think the real misfortune is off of 100% validation all the time. And then I think that really is the matrix, because then that's really programmed as hell. You know what I mean? Like, I think to be human is like to have the ability to wonder, I don't know. What the hell do I know? What do I know? Don't listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, 70 degrees in winter in January. Maybe it's affected me. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, choices, stress. Care for yourself, love yourself. Yeah, I'm signing off today. All right. It's a good day. You have a good day.